I hope my screen is also visible. So as we mentioned
Yeah.
last time, chapter one is mostly going to be about lots and lots of terminology. And we need all of this to develop the framework, right, to solve problems. As any, we're not really going to do definitions in our assessments, in our quizzes, and exams. At least not a lot. There might be like one or two MCQs or something. But still, we need to know all of this stuff because उसके बगैर हम problems कर नहीं सकेंगे. So let's start with the first definition set of definitions, which is about the system surroundings and the boundary. और इसमें हमने last time भी बात की थी कि um, the system is pretty much anything we want to study, right? So last time we were talking about, let's say we had um, some sort of turbine, right? And this is going to be the symbol used for a turbine. Just pay, you had steam coming in and water going out. So we were, if when we study it, we are going to say that this is our system. We are going to draw a bounding box around it, or वो normally dashed line से draw किया जाता है. And we are going to say that whatever is inside this thing is going to be our system. Whatever is outside of it is going to be our surroundings, and the boundary between the system and the surroundings is going to be called the system boundary. ठीक है, इतनी सादा सी definition है, right? So just reading out what's written out here, whatever we want to study can be as simple as or as complex as we want. Content inside the system may change or remain fixed by chemical reactions. For the most part, हम जिन तरह के systems की बात करेंगे उसमें chemical reactions नहीं हो रहा होगा, at least not in this course. Surrounding is everything external to the system, and the interface between the system and the surrounding is called the system boundary. So यहाँ पे the system boundary is at rest, but you could have a system boundary that is moving, and that is called a moving boundary. इसकी भी एक example हम um, लेते हैं in the next slide, let's say. Alright. So next slide में types of systems की बात हो रही थी. So last time जब हम ये steam turbines वगैरह की बात कर रहे थे, for example वो power plant की बात कर रहे थे, so those were control volumes. Because what we did, we created an imaginary bounding box of fixed volume, and we said that mass can flow in and flow out. Okay, so there is possibility of mass transfer across the boundary, but we have sort of fixed a region of space, right? And we are studying that region of space. The other commonly used type of system is a closed system, which is a control mass, in which we are studying a fixed quantity of mass. ठीक है, हमारी boundary ऐसी होती है कि no mass transfer happens across that boundary. इसके एक typical example is on the next slide, which is a piston cylinder assembly. उस पे हम आते हैं एक मिनट में, मगर let me just finish these last two terminologies. एक ये कि isolated system would be a system जिसकी surroundings के साथ कोई interaction ना हो. Interaction से ना हो से मुराद है obviously mass transfer in or out ना हो, मगर इसके अलावा work भी ना हो, right? कोई work output work input भी ना हो, और कोई heat transfer in heat transfer out भी ना हो, कोई भी चीज ना हो. That's going to be called an isolated system. In some sense, if you talk about the universe as a whole, for example, so that's definitely an isolated system, right? Kind of trivial example. इसके अलावा if you think of something जो कि completely insulated है और जो कि कोई work in or out नहीं जिसमें हो रहा, तो that's also can be considered an isolated system. It's just not very interesting to study isolated systems generally. Okay. So इसके अलावा control surface.
सर
जी जी.
सर आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल होते हैं?
Honestly, thermodynamics की जो हम ये बातें कर रहे हैं, वैसे कोई भी चीज actually possible नहीं है. Like almost nothing is entirely possible, right? But it's just these are just useful assumptions. And ये जो चीज है ना, if I may go on a tangent here, at least when I was studying engineering, especially mechanical, well, say I was a mechanical engineering, so all of my courses were mechanical courses. It gets very irritating because half the time we are assuming things that seem very unrealistic or impossible. And I kept wondering, okay, Q. And the reason is because, well, the approach that we use is kind of the opposite of the approach we use in on the electrical side, a computer study side. What we do here is okay, we come up with really basic, simple assumptions for complicated things. Okay? And then we start to slowly lose those assumptions and talk about less complicated things in more advanced courses. Okay? And in on the electrical side and the computer side, what we do is the exact opposite. We start with really precise, um, you know, and mostly accurate sort of assumptions about really small सादा सी बातें कि अच्छा बाइनरी नंबर्स इस तरह होते हैं, लॉजिक ऑपरेटर्स इस तरह काम करते हैं, रजिस्टर्स फलान खान इस तरह होते हैं, and then we start to do is what we start to do is pile them together into larger, more complicated systems, and eventually we get to somewhere useful. यहाँ पे उल्टी अप्रोच है, राइट? यहाँ पे हम लोग कहेंगे कि पूरी की पूरी एक एक इंजन जो है ना, वो बस एक सिस्टम है, ठीक है, एक उसके एक बॉक्स है, उसके बस चीजें अंदर और बाहर कुछ जा रही हैं चीजें, एंड दैट्स ऑल वी आर सपोज्ड टू वरी अबाउट, ठीक है। और हम अभी रैंडमली कह देंगे कि चलो दिस इज कम्प्लीटली लेट्स से एडिया इन द सेंस कि लेट्स से कि कोई हीट ट्रांसफर नहीं हो रही है इसके साथ, हम इस तरह की कोई बात कर देंगे कि चलो एज्यूम कर लेते हो कि जो मर्जी जो है ना हवा के साथ इसकी इंटरेक्शन थी ना, लेट्स जस्ट इग्नोर दैट, and eventually we are gonna start to cater for it. The reason we do that is it simplifies our computation so that we can make at least an educated guess to begin things. Okay? It's just not possible to model and simulate physical processes like the bulk of physical processes that happen in any complicated physical environment. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता सिमुलेशन के जरिए हम ये करना शुरू हो गए हैं, but until recently at least that was not happening.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So anyway, एक definition रह गई थी अभी, just control surface, which is अगर हम control mass या control volume की बात करें, then the system boundary is called the control surface. ठीक है। ये से दोबारा control surface की जो terminology है ना probably इस्तेमाल भी नहीं होगी. Okay, so examples में this is like the thing on the bottom is an engine, जिसको हम as an example of a control volume इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. This first one is let's say this is an entire engine honestly, but this part is something called a piston cylinder assembly. So if anyone knows how engines work, what happens is that you've got this cylinder जिसके अंदर this piston moves up and down, right? ये reciprocating motion इसके अंदर possible है. And then you got this connecting rod. This was your piston. This was your cylinder. And then you had something called a crankshaft. और इस तरह की mechanism को ना slider crank mechanism कहते हैं, इसको आप generally भी study करेंगे later on. What this does is it converts this reciprocating motion into rotational motion. ठीक है, और ये crankshaft से आगे जो है ना आपकी output जाती है by means of like the flywheel and then the gearbox and then the differential and whatnot, finally to your wheels if you're talking about a car. But we're not interested in the mechanics of this. What we're interested in is the fluid mechanics of this, right? The fluids and the heat transfer and so on. So that interesting stuff happens on top. So this piston is pushed up and down, basically down by means of the gas. It moves up basically by its own momentum, right? So what we are interested really is in the pressure, temperature, and volume of the gas on top of this piston, right? And of course, in actual practice, what happens is कि ये दो valves जो है, inlet or outlet valves, these open and close, allowing for fresh air to come in and go out. But when we want to do a thermodynamic analysis on this, or we're not really going to do this at all right now, or even in this course probably, सही मानो में. But what we're going to do probably is कि हम कहेंगे कि चलो valves को close ही रहने देते हैं, and we just gonna study whatever material is in here, ठीक है, as this piston moves up and down, or any such motion happens. So this material is fixed, ठीक है, this gas is fixed. So hence it's a control mass or a control volume.
Control mass.
Control volume.
This is a control mass.
volume.
नहीं, this is a
Control
control
mass.
mass because
Control
we are
mass.
looking at the same quantity of mass. जब ये piston नीचे जाएगा ना, तो ये boundary बदल जाएगी. The boundary is going to move all the way down. I need an eraser. ठीक है. So it has a moving boundary and it's a control mass, also called a closed system. Okay. So the choice of the kind of system to use is sort of our own. And that's highlighted in this third picture right here. जिसके अंदर you got an air compressor, जो कि बिजली से powered है, takes in air, provides to a tank. ठीक है. So currently it's a control volume, जिसके अंदर you've got two things coming in. You got this mass flow rate of mass flow of air coming in, and you've got some work input coming from the outside. Okay, but the choice totally depended on you. You could have drawn an alternative system in which you just steady the tank. Okay. And if you do that, then the air compressor is completely out of this system. वो फिर surroundings में चला जाता. You could have created another system जो कि सिर्फ around the air compressor होता, in which case you would have an input and an output, right? And we would necessitate कि for a steady system, input or output पे जो mass flow है वो बराबर होना चाहिए. We would still have a work input, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ठीक है? So it depends on what you choose for your system. उसकी एनालिसिस उसी के मुताबिक चेंज होगी. ठीक है
सर.
जी.
डिफरेंस क्लियर नहीं हुआ कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम और कंट्रोल मास के अंदर, मतलब डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करेंगे?
ओके. इसमें वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम मास of fluid, right? Remember, we are mostly just interested in fluids, but चलो the same mass, the same material. ये piston cylinder assembly की बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? If this piston moves up and down, the boundary will move along with the mass, right? And we will always be looking at the same body of mass trapped by the piston in the cylinder. Valves बंद है, valves को छोड़ दे, ठीक है? Nothing is going in, nothing is going out in terms of mass. There is no mass flow across the boundary. Whereas in this control volume wala case, this is also an engine, right? But isme lots of things are going in and out. You got fuel coming in, you got air coming in. अंदर पता नहीं क्या क्या हो रहा है, reactions हो रहे हैं, chemical reactions हो रहे हैं, carbon dioxide बन रहा है ये वो, and then you got exhaust going out. So ऐसा नहीं है that you're following the fuel or the air or something, or creating control masses around those things. What you're doing is you're creating a control volume across this entire imaginary box. इस volume को हम fix कर रहे हैं, and all we are going to do later on probably is do some accounting के conservation of mass कहती है कि जो fuel और air का mass अंदर आ रहा है, exhaust का mass भी उतना ही बाहर जा रहा है at steady state. और conservation of energy कहती है कि इनके साथ associated energies को देखो, और जो ड्राइव शाफ्ट वर्क आउटपुट देख रही है उसको देखो, और उस सबको अगर बैलेंस करने की बात करो तो we'll find के there can be, you can't create energy, ठीक है, so they would balance each other out.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
जी जी.
सर हम कंट्रोल मैस वाले सिस्टम में तो ये अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि वॉल्स आर क्लोज्ड, बट हम कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम वाले में ये अज्यूम क्यों कर रहे हैं कि बाकी वॉल्स और फ्यूल इन गैस इन और आउट जा रही है? तो बेसिकली इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो सिस्टम का नेचर है वो हमारी assumption से बदलता है.
नहीं वैसे देखें, अगर यहाँ पे मैं इस वैल्व को ओपन क्लोज करके अज्यूम करना शुरू कर दूं ना, तो फिर इट्स नॉट गोना रिमेन अ कंट्रोल्ड मास एनीमोर. ठीक है, ये तो इंजन के केस में वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, इट्स अ बिट ऑफ अ लीप टू इमेजिन कि एक वाल्व्स बंद है और उसके बावजूद ये इंजन है. बट लेट्स से इंजन रहने देते हैं, पिस्टन सिलेंडर असेंबली की और एग्जांपल्स भी हो सकती हैं. बाइसिकल का पंप नहीं होता, राइट? यू गॉट अ सिंपल बाइसिकल का पंप, हैंड ड्रिवन पंप्स जो होते हैं, ठीक है. सो पिस्टन सिलेंडर असेंबली वैसे प्लंजर होता है, पिस्टन नहीं होता, बट व्हाटएवर, इट्स सेम थिंग. एंड व्हाट यू डू इज के उसके आप फॉर एग्जांपल इनपुट को जो है ना आउटपुट को बंद कर दे. इनपुट आउटपुट एक ही होती है वैसे तो. इफ यू जस्ट पुट योर हैंड ऑन दैट, then the quantity of air inside it is now fixed, right? So if the quantity of
Yes,
air
sir.
inside it is fixed, when you push the plunger down or pull it up, what's going to happen to the fluid inside it? I'm sorry, मुझे सॉरी आवाज ठीक नहीं आ रही because I'm not wearing my headphones.
सर किसी का माइक
Alright, I'm gonna mute.
उमर खान,
ठीक है, I thought that was intended for this class, but probably not. Okay.
Sir, I have a
Sir?
question.
जी जी.
सर अगर हम सपोज करें कि ये जो आपने पिस्टन वाला बनाया हुआ है, पिस्टन सिलेंडर असेंबली है, इसमें अगर हम सपोज करें कि वाल्व्स ओपन है, तो उससे ये होगा मैस भी ट्रांसफर होगा और इसका जो वॉल्यूम है वो भी चेंज हो रहा होगा. तो अब हम इस सिस्टम को किस काइंड में लेंगे? मतलब ये ना ही मैस वाले में है कंट्रोल में?
नहीं, it's neither a control mass nor a control volume. It's just our system जिसका mass भी change हो रहा है और volume भी change हो रही है, and it's probably not going to be easy to analyze. So you don't want to do both at the same time, right?
ओके सर.
Sir,
जी जी.
सर मैंने पूछना था कि जो हमने assumption ली थी कंट्रोल मैस की, उसके अंदर ये है कि हमने जो बाउंड्री ली है वो मतलब क्लोज्ड है. तो सर मैंने पूछना था कि अगर मूवेबल बाउंड्री हो, मैंने पीछे स्लाइड में कहीं जिक्र पढ़ा था, तो सर मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो कंट्रोल मैस सिस्टम में एप्लीकेबल होगी, क्योंकि उसके साथ तो फिर मैस भी चेंज होता होगा. तो कंट्रोल मैस में हमेशा बाउंड्री फिक्स्ड रहती है.
अच्छा नहीं, आपका पॉइंट वैलिड है, बट इट्स किसी हद तक, मगर ये एक्चुअली मूविंग बाउंड्री इसी केस में है. द थिंग इज आई नीड टू ड्रॉ समवेयर एल्स, बिकॉज जब मैं पावर पॉइंट पे ड्रॉ करता हूँ तो इट लीव्स दीस वियर्ड आर्टिफैक्ट्स. सो दिस इज अ पिस्टन सिलेंडर असेंबली, नो वाल्व्स. ठीक है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि इंजन है, ये बस कुछ है. ठीक है, इसके अंदर जो मटेरियल है ना, वो लेट्स से बस एक हवा है, और इसको मैं पिस्टन को मैं ऊपर नीचे मूव कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है, so this is my fixed quantity of air. Let's say it's, I don't know, 0.1 gram or something of air. ठीक है, connected to a piston, surrounded by a cylinder. And although there would be this tiny clearance, I'm going to assume कि यहाँ पे अच्छी sealing है and there is no leakage. ठीक है, so what I do next is I take this same piston cylinder assembly और मैं piston को ऊपर ले आता हूँ, right? Piston को मैं यहाँ से ऊपर की तरफ I put some force on it and I compress the gases inside. ठीक है, दिस इज अ वेरी टिपिकल एग्जांपल. इस तरह के एग्जांपल्स आपके एग्जाम्स में आएंगी बिकॉज बहुत टिपिकल सी एग्जांपल है. ठीक है, सो नाउ द वॉल्यूम हैज ड्रॉप्ड, बट आई एम गोना से कि जो मेरा कंट्रोल मास था ना, इट वाज द क्वांटिटी ऑफ एयर entrapped by the piston cylinder assembly. इट्स द सेम क्वांटिटी हियर. ये अभी भी 0.1 ग्राम ही है. बट एज आई मेक दिस मोशन, ये वाली जो बॉटम वाली जो बाउंड्री है ना, दिस बाउंड्री इज एक्चुअली मूविंग अपवर्ड्स as the piston is moving upwards. ठीक है, so we are talking about the same quantity of air, same mass, मगर उसका वॉल्यूम कम हो रहा है as the piston moves upwards, और उसकी जो बॉटम वाली बाउंड्री है, it's actually moving upwards as the piston is moving upwards. ठीक है, so this is indeed
Okay,
an
sir.
example of a moving boundary, and this is indeed example of a control mass or not a control volume. ठीक है, so I hope the distinction is somewhat clear.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, even if there are some quirks in people's heads, so कोई मसला नहीं, वो हम तो ये बार बार इस्तेमाल करते ही रहेंगे ना जब भी कुछ एनालिसिस करेंगे. Okay, so this is some stuff which you're probably gonna forget, but एक आध दफा हमें कम से कम बात कर लेनी चाहिए इस पे, and that is कि हमारा जो आइडिया है ना, वो उसी पे है कि we don't know what atoms are, we don't know what molecules are. All of this stuff is pre-19th century, pre-20th century. ठीक है, not pre-90th, some of it is pre-90th, but most of it is pre-20th century. So हमें कोई जो है ना modern effects के बारे में नहीं पता. So we are going to be dealing mostly with a macroscopic view of thermodynamics. Macro means large, micro means small. I hope you guys know that, which means कि we are going to study material in bulk. जब हवा है तो हमें वो as bulk air ही we are always going to think of that. We are not going to think of that as individual particles of, you know, oxygen or nitrogen or something. ठीक है, and this approach helped, मतलब worked just fine for, you know, a lot of those applications जो कि industrial revolution के wake में आई, मगर उसके end पे कहीं जाके it was actually, you know, the study of thermodynamics that led to ये modern physics, when people से मुराद है कि एक ही बंदा था, so when we try to study the distribution of energy of particles, right? Assuming not every particle would have the same energy, so then that gave rise to a more of a statistical thinking about, you know, about the nature of materials, right? The nature of things. So that came at the end of the 19th century. Okay. And we are not going to be concerning ourselves with any of that. हमने statistical interpretation को नहीं देखना कि average behavior of particles, average velocities, average energy क्या है. इस तरह की हमने approach को नहीं study करना, although people have, मतलब if that is the modern you know, version of things, we are only going to be looking at the macroscopic level. ठीक है, और दूसरी बात ये कि we are not going to think of these things as discrete. Right, once again, no molecule, so there is no discrete changes from molecule to molecule, because all distances are assumed to be much larger than the molecular scale, which means that everything is going to be uniformly distributed, matlab continuous basically. Okay, so not very important, but just putting this out there कि कुछ हमारी limitations हम इस पे चल रहे हैं. So coming back to things that are relevant, state, वैसे भाई दिस इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट, ये हम लोग एंड तक इस चीज को इस्तेमाल करते रहेंगे. ठीक है, और हम पहले ही दिन इसको पढ़ रहे हैं. जो कंडीशन है ना, जो हमारे फ्लूइड जिस कंडीशन में है, दैट कंडीशन इज गोना बी कॉल्ड द स्टेट. ठीक है, एंड इट्स गोना बी डिस्क्राइब्ड बाय ऑब्जर्वेबल प्रॉपर्टीज, मैक्रोस्कोपिक प्रॉपर्टीज. ठीक है, व्हाट दैट मींस इज, like not generically but just with concrete examples, is कि अगर मेरे पास, let's say if I got a cup of hot water with me, right? जिसके मैंने चाय बनानी है or something. So I know exactly what state it's in, right? पानी गर्म है, you know, room temperature से जरा सा elevated है, atmospheric pressure पे है. अगर इसके अंदर मैं अपनी एक टी बैग डाल दूँ तो अच्छी चाय बन जाएगी. That is the state of my water. ठीक है? But more precisely, how do I establish that state? How do I know कि अगर इसमें मैं टी बैग डाल दूँ तो बिल्कुल ठीक चाय बनेगी और पीने लायक होगी? एक तो ये कि it's at atmospheric pressure, ठीक है? You might remember कि atmospheric pressure is essentially the weight of the air in the entire atmosphere acting on things, on everything. दूसरा मुझे पता है कि उसका temperature would be, I don't know, close to 60-70 degrees. मुझे honestly नहीं पता कि पानी का क्या temperature होना चाहिए चाय अच्छी बनाने के लिए, but I'm gonna go with 60. Yeah, maybe 70. I don't know. So let's say water at atmospheric pressure at 70 degrees temperature. I know what I'm talking about now. It's the kind of water जिसमें टी बैग डाल दो तो अच्छी चाय बन जाती है. ठीक है? So that is the state of my water, and it is described by, in this case, two observable macroscopic properties, which are temperature and pressure. And that's enough. मुझे और कोई बात करने के बारे में करने की जरूरत नहीं है about the description of the system. If I just state that out, I can figure everything else out. ठीक है? मैं बता सकता हूँ कि okay, given that state, उसकी density would be this much, viscosity of the water would be, you know, so on. उसके अंदर जो energy है उसको मैं quantify कर सकता हूँ. I can quantify things like enthalpy and entropy, which we'll do later on. All I needed to do was specify those two properties. So ये kind of ये circular सी definitions हैं. State की definition के अंदर property की definition आ गई, और property की जो definition है, that is macroscopic characteristics which has a unique value. It's a quantity that depends on the state of the system and is independent of the history of the system. So weird enough, property की definition के अंदर state की definition आ गई. So it's kind of circular, but I hope you get, मतलब we can wrap our heads around it. So इसमें चलो वैसे by the way यहाँ पे कुछ examples लिखी हैं कि mass is a property, volume, temperature, pressure, energy, all of those are properties. And two states are equivalent if they have the same properties. ठीक है? So इसमें एक important बात लिखी हुई है कि quantity is quantity that depends only on the state of the system and is independent of the history of the system. ठीक है? Because it describes what condition they are in currently. ठीक है? So we haven't really talked about heat or work or something, but let's say मेरे पास पानी है, and what I know is that the water is at atmospheric pressure. It's not pressurized. ये routine, like, you know, मेरे पास plate में cup में पड़ा हुआ है, and that I have removed 1,000 joules of energy from it. ठीक है? Do I know what state that water would be if it's at atmospheric pressure? And I know that I've recently removed 1,000 joules of energy from it.
Sir, I guess it will change to ice.
क्या पता हो पहले 5,000 डिग्री पे हो और 1,000 joules निकालने से अभी भी 4,000 डिग्री पे हो.
सर जब तक हमें इनिशियल कंडीशन नहीं पता होगी हम नहीं बता सकते.
Exactly. So जो heat है ना, that is actually dependent on the history. मतलब that's part of the history, really. Work is also part of the history. Okay, this is what I did to my fluid. It doesn't describe what it is right now. ठीक है? So ये ना, heat and work are not properties. ठीक है? They don't depend. They don't describe the state of the system currently. They just describe the history of the system. So hence those are not properties. Albatta things like volume and pressure and temperature, these are properties. ठीक है? So उसके बाद moving on to the state postulate, which is that the state of a simple compressible system is completely specified by two independent intensive properties. So बड़ा loaded statement है, but इंटेंसिव की डेफिनेशन अगली स्लाइड पे है आई बिलीव, या उससे भी अगली स्लाइड पे. Maybe you should move to that next, but the idea is कि simple systems जिस तरह के हम स्टडी करेंगे, हवा, पानी, कुछ रेफ्रिजरेंट्स, सिंपल कंप्रेसिबल सिस्टम्स को अगर हम लोग स्टेट स्पेसिफाई करना, all you need is two independent intensive properties. So independent is very obvious कि independent से क्या मुराद है, right? Changing one does not tell you exactly कि दूसरी वाली क्या होगी. So for example, pressure and temperature are indeed independent, right? You can keep your pressure constant and increase temperature. You could keep temperature constant and increase pressure. No big deal. Intensive basically means something that does not depend on the quantity. Okay, it's in the next के बाद वाली slide. Let me just move on to that. So intensive properties are properties that are independent of the mass, and the opposite of that, extensive, depends on the mass or extent, right? Extensive, extent से निकला है of the system. Okay. So it's the overall value for the system, sum of the values of all of the parts into which it's divided. So coming back here,
सर
intensive जी जी
डेंसिटी कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी होगी?
density intensive बनती है ना, because it's the same. Like मैं silly सी example है, but I use it all the time. आपके पास एक बाल्टी में पानी पड़ा हुआ है, right? If I take a sample, any sample, are you gonna get the same value? Right. So
yes.
density, you're gonna get the same value. Temperature, pressure, you're gonna get the same value. But volume depends on the amount of sample that you take, right? किस इलाके को आप judge कर रहे हो? Obviously, it depends on the extent, right? कितने size को आप consider कर रहे हो? What about mass? Mass is a property. Would it be intensive or extensive?
Intensive, sir.
Well, mass is also extensive because it depends on
Extensive,
कितना
sir.
है. Yeah. And energy?
Extensive.
Yeah, energy is also extensive. It depends on how much you're taking. But the thing is कि अक्सर ये जो extensive properties है ना, उनको अगर आप mass से divide कर दो तो they become intensive properties. Yeah, they become meaningless in the case, for example, अगर मैं mass को mass से divide कर दूं, I get a value of 1, which is meaningless. But if I divide volume by mass, then I get something called specific volume, which is the inverse of density, which is an intensive property. अगर मैं volume से भी divide कर दूं ना किसी चीज को, तब भी you're still gonna get intensive properties. So mass over volume is gonna be density. Volume over volume is just 1, which is meaningless. Energy over volume is also gonna be an intensive property. Energy over mass is also gonna be an intensive property. ठीक है? So what this postulate states is कि देखिए पानी जो मैं चाय बनाने के लिए पानी गर्म कर रहा था, उसमें it's very intuitive कि you know what, if I know the pressure and temperature good enough, मुझे पता है कि क्या मैं किस चीज की बात कर रहा हूँ, उसमें चाय बनती है कि नहीं बनती. But it turns out कि मुझे सिर्फ 2 independent intensive properties चाहिए. Pressure और temperature are indeed independent. They are indeed intensive. Those two could have been anything else. अगर मुझे सिर्फ फॉर एग्जांपल उसकी एनर्जी पर यूनिट मास पता होता और डेंसिटी पता होती, तब भी आई कुड जज कि वो उस पे चाय बनती है कि नहीं बनती, एंड आई कुड फाइंड आउट कि उसका प्रेशर क्या है और उसका टेम्परेचर क्या है. दैट्स व्हाट द स्टेट पोस्टुलेट स्टेट्स. ऑल आई नीड इज 2, द रेस्ट आई कैन फाइंड. ठीक है. सो हम चैप्टर 3 में जो बात कर रहे थे कि प्रॉपर्टीज पे थोड़ी सी ऑब्सेशन है, वो यही है कि लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल गिवन द एनर्जी पर यूनिट मास, whatever that means, we are going to have to be very more careful about what that means, and density of water, find its temperature and pressure, something like that. Okay. Any questions on that?
Excuse me, sir.
अगर एक दफा दोबारा वो इंटेंसिव और एक्सटेंसिव रिपीट कर देते बस शॉर्टली तो.
Okay, next slide में आ जाएगा.
ठीक
So next slide पहले कर लेते हैं. Extensive depends on the mass or extent. ठीक है. Same value. Sorry, the value is the overall sum of all of its parts, and it can change with time. For example, mass and volume and energy. वैसे टाइम की बात irrelevant है, honestly. We don't care about changes with time. हम statics में ही रहेंगे mostly इस course में. An intensive
Sir?
property is independent of the mass. जी जी.
सर ये mass extensive कैसे है?
Because mass depends on the amount of mass you have.
Depends on the amount of mass.
Right? Something that depends on the mass is extensive. Mass
Yes,
very
sir.
obviously depends on the mass.
सर एक चीज खुद पे डिपेंड हो सकती है, ये तो अजीब सी बात नहीं.
क्या ये हर चीज खुद पे डिपेंड नहीं होती?
नहीं
By
सर, ये
definition.
मतलब वो मैस है उसी पे डिपेंडेंट है वो सर, वो जीरो तो वो भी जीरो.
देखिए पॉइंट ये ना कि मेरे पास एक कोई बकेट वाली एग्जांपल ना, सो आई वांट टू फाइंड आउट के एक लार्ज बॉडी ऑफ लिक्विड है मेरे पास, उसका टेम्परेचर क्या है. तो मैं कहीं पे भी टेम्परेचर देख लूं वही टेम्परेचर है. ठीक है. डजंट मैटर कि मैं कितने इलाके का टेम्परेचर देख लूं, वही टेम्परेचर है जहां भी देख लूं. मगर मैं मास, जितने इलाके का मास लूंगा उतने इलाके का मास मुझे मिलेगा, और वो डिफरेंट होगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन मैं कितना इलाका लेता हूँ. राइट. इट डिपेंड्स
Okay, sir.
ऑन हाउ मच ऑफ इट यू आर लुकिंग एट.
सर
जी.
सर इस तरह आप जितनी बड़ी बकेट लेंगे उतना ज्यादा पानी होगा उसके अंदर.
हाँ. यस. वैसे मैं सैंपल के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात कर रहा था, बट यस एग्जैक्टली, बड़ी बकेट बड़ा मास.
सर तो इस तरह ये एक्सपेंसिव नहीं हो जाती?
एक्सटेंसिव है ना, मास एक्सटेंसिव है. मास इज डेफिनेटली एक्सटेंसिव.
एंड सर आपने जैसे डेंसिटी का बताया कि ये
अच्छा नहीं,
intensive
डेंसिटी तो सेम रहेगी ना, जितनी भी बड़ी बकेट है या छोटी बकेट हो, डेंसिटी तो सेम रहेगी, पानी की डेंसिटी है.
सर मगर अगर हम टेम्परेचर चेंज कर दें तो डेंसिटी भी चेंज हो जाएगी.
सही है बिल्कुल, मगर फॉर द सेम स्टेट, फॉर दैट थिंग बीइंग इन द सेम स्टेट, you can look at temperature of any sample anywhere, it's going to be the same. Doesn't matter if you take a small sample or a large sample. If you find density of any sample, it's going to be the same. Doesn't matter if it's a large sample or a small sample.
सर लेकिन डेंसिटी वैसे इंडिपेंडेंट होती है ना ऑफ टेम्परेचर कंडीशन?
Not really. Density does depend on temperature and pressure, but देखिए, if something depends on two things, तो वो direct dependence तो ना हुई ना, or multiple things. ठीक है. You can say that the temperature and density are sort of independent, because ऐसा possible है कि for the same temperature you could have different densities by just increasing the pressure. So there's no one-to-one relationship between temperature and density कि अच्छा अगर मेरी temperature इतना होगा तो मेरी density लाजमी इतनी ही होगी, because there are other factors involved as well. So direct dependence नहीं है, interdependence है. इन properties के आपस में interdependence तो है, और वही तो state postulate में बात लिखी हुई है ना, कि अगर कोई दो पता हो तो बाकी सारी निकाल सकते हैं. That's what it means. State is completely specified by two independent intensive properties. अगर आपको pressure और temperature पता है तो आप density निकाल सकते हैं. अगर आपको density और temperature पता है तो आप pressure निकाल सकते हैं. अगर आपको specific volume और temperature पता है तो आप pressure निकाल सकते हैं. So on. Give any two, you can find the third. How? We'll look at that later, but you can. ठीक है. So hence, individually, these properties are indeed considered to be independent. Okay, make sense?
Yes sir.
अच्छा, so moving on, हम लोग we are going to talk about a series of processes normally, which normally will, become a cycle. The process would be defined as a transformation from one state to another. ठीक है. जब property change होती है तो state change होता है, and a process has indeed occurred. बीच में क्या होता है हमें कोई खास ज्यादा परवाह, मतलब परवाह तो है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, but like for the most part we are gonna be focusing on the start and the end. So a process would be, let's say कि मैंने पानी को, we started water at room temperature 25 degrees, atmospheric pressure, मैंने उसे चूल्हे पे रखा, I ended up with 70 degrees का पानी, and then I turned the heat off and I poured in my tea bag. So that process had an initial state and a final state. And there was also some description of how I did it. I added heat and I kept the lid open of my container, right? But the process is from that state 1 to that state 2. इस तरह हम define करेंगे normally. Steady state just means कि the properties are the same, state remains the same. कोई चीज टाइम के साथ चेंज ना हो रही हो तो that is called steady state. ठीक है? And a cycle is a set of processes that begin and end at the same state. ठीक है? जिस तरह ये हमने last lecture में we just talked about steam turbine का पूरा power plant ना. So you ended up, it's a cycle, so you ended up from the same component back to the same component, right? So that was indeed a cycle, and if I have that still, I should have that still.
Excuse me, sir. सर अगर हम एक स्टडी कर रहे हैं वाटर का बिहेवियर हीट कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम रूम टेम्परेचर टू लेट्स से 105, तो सर 100 से लेके 105 डिग्री तक जो पानी वेपोरेट करेगा तो वो हमारी फाइनल स्टेट पे अफेक्ट करेगा. तो हम उस बीच वाला जो प्रोसेस है उसको स्टडी करना पड़ेगा कि वो फाइनल स्टेट से ही हम बता सकते हैं.
डिपेंड करता है व्हाट क्वेश्चंस यू आर ट्राइंग टू आंसर.
सर यानी हर दफ़ा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम फाइनल स्टेट से ही आंसर निकाल सकें, बीच वाला भी कंसिडर करना पड़ता है.
देखिए, once again it really does depend on what question you're answering, right? Because if अगर वही मेरी वाली example है ना, it's not a very nice example पानी गर्म करना for the purpose of making tea, because if I got an open container, right, you can have evaporation. And it really does depend on how I actually manage to do that, because you know water can just evaporate all over the place. और मेरे पास कोई अच्छा तरीका नहीं है. It's not a closed system by any means. I can't even study it well by assuming a control volume, because evaporation or it depends on a lot of factors, right? If instead I was using a pressure cooker or some pressurized container which was completely filled, so it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. Okay, let's say I was using some sort of a वही piston cylinder assembly type की चीज कि यहाँ पे एक lid है, इस lid के अंदर completely this is filled with liquid water. You got atmospheric pressure. ठीक है? और अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि now I'm heating it up. So this is my state 1. Conditions ये कि constant pressure पे I'm heating up this liquid. State 2 ये कि now it has expanded to this certain different volume. Right? So this was volume 1. यहाँ पे is now at volume 2. So of course now I can actually draw it on diagrams and I can figure out कि बीच में भी क्या हुआ, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. But for the most part मेरा point ये है कि हम लोग जब हम ये study कर रहे होंगे ना, तो for the most part we don't need to calculate things at every point in between. Normally what we do is we calculate things at the at those states 1 and 2, and then if we know how the process is carried out, then we can find whatever is required, right? Normally depends on the problem. मैं नहीं कह रहा कि बीच में क्या हुआ, it's irrelevant. I'm saying कि we don't need to keep calculating it every step of the way. Normally.
Okay, sir. सही.
ठीक है. So anyway, मेरा point ये खोलने का ये था कि there are like 4 processes involved here, and for example, if we start from here, I'm going to say this is state 1. और जहाँ पे पानी का state था, you had low temperature, low pressure, that was your state of the water. ठीक है? And then you did some work on it. इसके नतीजे में now this was your process. The pump, what this was a process. And as a result of that process, now you are ended up at a different state 2, in which you had low temperature, high pressure water, followed by a second process, which was addition of heat, ended up with a different state. A third process of your turbine ended up with this last state, which is steam at low temperature and low pressure. और उसके बाद 4 से 1 वाले process के नतीजे में you have now completed a cycle. So you're going between states 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है? So that's what the thermodynamic cycle is. You're ending at the same position. Right. So change in value of a property, ये हमने बात की थी ना कि property state पे depend करती है. So it just depends on the two end states and is independent of the path of the process. ठीक है, इस पे हम मज़ीद discussion करेंगे next time, but I think we have pretty much run out of time for today. I'm going to turn the recording off. Do we have